When a former prime minister sitting in a jail cell in Pakistan speaks about political hatred in America, the world listens. Not because of power, not because of position, but because warnings from people who have lived through political conflict carry a different weight. Just one statement from Imran Khan was enough to ignite debate across continents. He warned that political hatred, when left unchecked, doesn't stay online. It doesn't remain locked inside speeches, press conferences, or television debates. And it certainly doesn't stop at borders. History teaches us this lesson again and again. Empires did not fall because of poverty alone. Nations did not collapse because of elections alone. They fell when politics turned into hatred, and hatred replaced humanity. Because when politics becomes hate, people stop listening. They stop empathizing. Eventually, they stop seeing each other as human beings. From the streets of America to the prisons of Pakistan. The world today stands at a dangerous crossroads, and we must ask a question many are afraid to confront. How powerful and how dangerous has political hatred become? America was once defined by debate. Disagreement was not a weakness. It was a feature of democracy. People argued fiercely, but they voted peacefully. They protested, but they coexisted. They disagreed, but they shared a belief in the system. Today, that image feels increasingly distant. Political conversation has shifted from discussion to confrontation, from persuasion to humiliation, from disagreement to absolute moral warfare. Social media did not invent this divide, but it magnified it. Algorithms reward outrage. Anger spreads faster than reason. And silence is often punished more than extremism. In this climate, political figures are no longer evaluated by ideas alone. They are judged by identity, tribe, and loyalty. And few individuals embody this modern political battlefield more clearly than Charlie Kirk. Love him or hate him, it's Charlie. Kirk was impossible to ignore. He emerged at a young age as a political activist who refused to stay silent. Instead of entering traditional power structures, he went directly to the public. He built one of the largest conservative youth movements in the United States, spoke on hundreds of college campuses, often hostile environments, challenged dominant political narratives face to face. Not online, encouraged young Americans to participate in politics, not avoid it for his supporters. He represented courage, someone willing to stand alone in rooms full of opposition. For his critics, he was provocative, a symbol of ideas they strongly rejected. But regardless of where one stands politically, one fact remains undeniable. He believed in dialogue, not silence. He showed up where disagreement was guaranteed. He argued instead of canceling. He debated instead of disappearing, and in a deeply polarized America. That alone made him a lightning rod. In today's digital age, political disagreement rarely ends with an argument. It escalates. It turns into online abuse, dehumanization, personal threats in a culture where opponents are no longer people, but enemies. Language changes first. Then attitudes change. Then behavior follows. Political figures stop being human beings with families and fears. They become symbols, targets, screens onto which anger is projected. This is how societies slowly lose their moral brakes. And this is exactly what leaders around the world, including those imprisoned for their beliefs, are warning us about. Because once hatred becomes normalized, no society remains safe. Not America, not Pakistan, not anywhere. While the world debates ideology, there are people who never chose this. Battlefield, wives, children, parents. They did not run for office. They did not take political positions. Yet they live with the consequences every day. Imagine waking up knowing your loved one is constantly threatened. Knowing that words spoken on a stage could turn into danger off it. Knowing that hate online can translate into fear at home. This is the hidden cost of political extremism. Families live in anxiety. Children grow up under pressure. Private lives disappear. And these human costs rarely trend online. Now shift your gaze thousands of miles away to Pakistan, A country where political rivalry has also crossed dangerous lines, where leaders are jailed, where supporters feel unheard, where polarization has reshaped national life. Different country, different political system, same disease. Hatred disguised as ideology. What happens when dialogue collapses? What happens when compromise becomes betrayal? What happens when politics becomes survival? Pakistan shows how quickly institutions weaken when division wins, and America must understand this truth. No nation is immune. This is not about left or right. This is not about conservative or liberal. This is not about America or Pakistan. This is about how far we are willing to go to defeat each other. Because when politics loses empathy, when disagreement loses respect, and when hatred becomes entertainment, everyone loses. Democracy weakens. Trust collapses. Humanity erodes. The world does not need louder voices. It needs wiser ones. Before the damage becomes irreversible.